Good morning, folks. Hi. Oh, the badger! Bodger! Hey everyone, how you doing? That's a cool little emoji there, Michael. Hey, MJT, Epic Trio, how you doing? How's the lockdown treating you? So, firstly, can everyone go check their browsers, check YouTube? Let me know if you're seeing 60 or 30 frames per second, please. What? The 8-bit guy lost 100k subs. Was it a clean out? That's a lot of subs. Wow. Okay, you all seeing 30? Christian seeing 30? Wow, my lighting in here today is terrible. Okay, good. I finally solved the 3060. So that means that hopefully this stream will be smooth. We won't have any drop frames. And the replay afterwards should be fine straight away. Cool. So I found the problem that was causing the 60 frames a second. So for those of you that stream will know that YouTube have been transitioning over to their new live stream studio setup for a while. And what they did at some point was when they introduced it, while they still had both versions, they transitioned all of my settings files, all of my streaming endpoints over to this new system and enabled 60 frames a second on them all, even though I didn't enable them originally and I wanted to stream 30. So what happens is it doesn't say make it 60, it says if you can do 60, push to 60. And so it was just pushing to 60 when I didn't want it to. And you can't go and change those settings back again. So I had to destroy all my settings and start new ones. So yeah, that's what it was. It looks like, and I am pushing out 6,000 kilobytes per second. Was it kilobits, whatever? And no drop frames right now. So hopefully this will be good. And my glasses are filthy. I can't see out of them. Now I can't see the chat. Oh, I gotta squint. So that's what happened. Hopefully this will be good. And looks like my audio might be a bit loud. I'm just turning it down just a fraction, folks. Keeps peaking. Oh, hello, Brian. So a quick hello to everyone. I'm just gonna do, very quick. Hack Pro, hello. Mark Olsen, Deshipu, Yumbo Prime, X Conundrum. That's really cool. No, X Conundrum X. Or is it just Conundrum with 2 X's? Either way. Ray, good morning. Azzy, hello. MJT Epic Trio, already said hi to. Embedded Hobbyist, happy birthday. Yay. Ian, good morning. Paul, good morning. Bruce, hello. Some random time zone. Johnny, hello. So, happy birthday to you from the other day. I just was reading the chat. Rota, good morning. Graham, hello. Is there anybody out there? Alex, Tiny LED Matrix, hello. Another Andy, hello. Christian, hello. Fred, hello. Mike, wow. Did you wet your bed? Why are you up so early? Folknology, good morning. Hello, Joe. Hi, Yasir. Hey, Kuka737. Hey, Ibrahim. David. Dielectric. No, Diactric. Diactriac. Wow. It's a really tiny font on the screen. I just saw dielectric there, but it's not right. Diactric. Whatever. I can't even pronounce it. Hello. Marinus, hello. Nick. Andy Mouse, hi. Simon, hi. Christian, hello. Jerry. Okay, I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. Legonigal? I hope I got that right. Crazion, hi. Session 240, hello. Who's blowing stuff up? What? Who? What? Benedict, hello. Okay, Ben C, hi. Hey, Shaq. It wasn't the phone charger. Andy Calloway, good morning. Oh, lost my chat. It jumped. Now I've missed everyone. Dita, hi. Brian, hello. Waldo, hello. Stephen. Christopher White, good morning. Hello, Mallow, hello. Ross. Jonas, Drew. Okay, I think I might... No, Mike Swan, hi. Dave Hines, hi. Okay, I think I got everyone. I hope I got everyone. Also, a few of you might notice that you might have been mods before, but you're not mods anymore. Sorry, I just did a bit of a clean-up. Not that I was trying to take anyone's privileges away. I don't know, I had just so many mods, because I make you a mod so you can post a link, and then I never remember to remove it again. Wow, that was a long list. Rat Madness, hello. So it seems to be birthday time of year. So it was my daughter, Orly's birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Orly. She turned 12. I'm not convinced that my camera isn't stuttering a bit. I feel like my camera is stuttering a bit. I don't know. Looks like it is. So, yeah, okay, well. I hope everyone has had a great week. I've had a super busy week. Like all my weeks have been lately. Been slamming out Feather S2s. They are about to launch. I've got everything ready to go. I've got my cards. I'm going to show you my cards. This is very optimistically my Feather S2 box. That's because nothing's packed yet. These are all empty. These are empty bags right now. So I've got Feather S2. Oop, that's a bit bright. 2-pack. And Feather S2 single. Yeah, that's really bright. Single packs. Only difference, obviously, there'll be 2 in a bag instead of 1 in a bag. Just like my TinyPICOs. And hello, Mr. Tada. And yeah, these are my cards. So, pin out one side, and you know what? I'm going to switch cameras. This is super bright. So, we've got the list on one side, Circuit Python. Oh, I'm going to cover that up. Oh, it doesn't matter. It just goes to the website's not finished yet. Those of you who want to try scanning that in, it's just going to go to unexpectedmaker.com for now. And pin out card. How exciting. So, how's the industrial paperweight? Still misbehaving? Absolutely misbehaving. It's a real pain in the backside, but I have no choice. So, yeah. And my box of feathers is filling. That's all the feather boards I can make right now. My new PCBs will be here today or tomorrow. I've got 50 panels on the way, and then I've got to order another 50 panels already. Disclaimer, I might post links to Rick Astley. Johnny. I would expect nothing less from you. What an awesome birthday. All the cool people have that day. What, yesterday? Why, who else had that? Who else had yesterday? Johnny was a couple of days ago, wasn't he? What power does Brian have? Oh, Brian's got the moderator power. He does. He does. Brian's got that iron spanner, whatever. Hey, Benjamin. Hi to anyone I haven't said hi to. Yes. Hey, AK Soggy Buns. Yeah, the feathers, they're actually they're painful to make on my pick and place machine. They're actually really painful. So there's only 8 per board, right? Panels of 8. And at least with a TinyPICO panel, when I fight with a TinyPICO panel, I end up with 15 TinyPICOs. But when I fight with a feather panel, I only end up with 8. So I have to do 2 panels to get the same number of boards as TinyPICO. And that just means I'm doing twice as much fighting to get the same number of boards. And it's frustrating. Are we going to get a review of the Iron 6? Well, yeah, I've been planning one. The problem is it's in my garage now, and it's in an awkward place to film. And there's no good lighting in there. It's not even at the... It's not at the door end. It's at the other end in the corner. And so it's actually really hard to... I can't get in from one side to video. Anyway, I would like to. Yes, I would like to. The Iron 6 is doing really well. I'm very happy with it. Today I used a stencil for the first time. I think it turned out really nice. Yeah, stencils are great, Mark. You should use them all the time. All the time. So, the Feather S2, I got stacks of people waiting, but I have exciting news. So, I have my first stockist of my Feather S2s, and I want to... They'll be hopefully shipping out to them this week, if not Monday. I don't know. But that's exciting. So you'll be able to get... So those of you in America will be able to buy Feather S2s in America. And then everyone else can buy either from there or from here. I'm not going to say who it is, but you can all guess. I know not everyone's in America. I know Bruce. Hello Griffin. Chatted with Neoden about the S1 replacement. Will likely be snagging one. Thanks for the mention last stream. No problem. They're a long way away still, Griffin. Who did you speak to at Neoden? Hit me up off stream, please. Like, shoot me an email. sion@unexpectedmaker.com. We'll have a chat. I don't know who you're speaking to, but I can put you in touch with the top people. As in, yep. So there is a replacement coming for the S1. I can't really talk about it. I don't know what you've been told. They're not really releasing a lot of information right now. It's still in the R&D phase. Yeah, send me a PM, Griffin. That'd be great. Is there a new product? Is there a new product? There's always a new product. Especially if should be sub-licensing PIDs. Yeah, I spoke to them about that. They're not going to do that. It'd be really good if they did. It'd be convenient. So it's... okay. I don't know if Scott's going to join the channel, the stream or not. So, Scott Shawcroft, Tenute from Adafruit, who basically makes CircuitPython. He was chatting on his stream recently. They were talking about the whole PID vid thing. So Adafruit hand out PIDs under their vid for people who have boards that, 1-offs or 2-offs or whatever. And I got a couple for the Feather S2 and the Pro S2, which was great. And he made a comment, understandable, but I think completely not justified. They made a comment that in hindsight, Adafruit were thinking that maybe they shouldn't have given me, and that at my level I should be getting my own. Which is an interesting thing, right? Because the Feather S2 and the Pro S2 are the first boards that I've really had an opportunity that I could have used my own PID or vid. But they're $6,000 US a year. I think it's a year. Is it a year or every 2 years? Whatever it is. Like, that's a ridiculous amount of money for me to pay to get to get my own vid and to get 2 PIDs for boards that I can't actually even burn the vid and the PID into the chip. Right? So it's all good when, for instance, CircuitPython is in there and the firmware has that PID and vid already in it. Or, I don't believe it's a one-off fee, Mark. Or there is definitely a yearly thing, but maybe just buying a bulk thing is a one-off. I don't know, but $6,000, right? Oh, right, it's yearly for the logo. Right, okay. Sorry. Still, $6,000. Like, I can't afford $6,000. Like, do you understand how many boards I need to sell just to make $6,000? That's just to make the $6,000 for the US for the vid and PID, let alone profit on the board, right? So, and I can't even burn it into the board, which means there's nothing stopping anyone from putting other firmware on my boards, and I lose the PID and vid that was assigned to it, right? Now with my TinyPICO, technically I could burn a PID and vid into the CP2104, and that way when you plug it in, it's my PID and vid. But when you plug it in, it's still going to come up on a Mac, for instance, saying TTY-slab, slab to USB. Like, there's like, what's the point? Like, I'd rather just ship boards without any PID or vid. Who cares? Like, yeah. So there are organisers that give out PIDs for open source projects, but again, the vid belongs to them, and that's what Adafruit do. Anyway, the point was, Bruce brought up PIDs. It was just interesting hearing that they thought that at my level I should be buying my own, and the TinyPICO can't use one, not really, and it's too late now for the TinyPICO anyway, even if I wanted to. And my current boards, the way the USB works inside the ESP32, the PID and vid is useless, right? So like, my board definitions for the Arduino IDE are set up so if someone flashes the FeatherS, if someone puts the board in and picks FeatherS2 from the list and then flashes, then the board will come up saying FeatherS2 and you plug it in on the Arduino IDE on the list. But there's nothing stopping someone from flashing it just with the general ESP32 board definition, and then my PID gets just like it goes, right? So if Adafruit wants your board supported, they should give you a PID. Well, that's what they've done. That's what they did for me, which is great, and I'm really appreciative. It wasn't... It was just interesting that the perception... It was a perception thing, which is what I'm trying to say, right? The perception is that with the amount of boards I'm selling, I should be getting my own. But the amount of boards I'm selling, like... Yeah, $6,000 US, right? Like, that's a lot of boards I got to sell just to pay for the USB for 1 or 2 boards. Is crazy. It should be much cheaper than $6,000. Like, it doesn't cost them anything. A vid or a PID doesn't cost anything. I'm sure they're eventually going to run out of numbers, but I'm sure that they can do a few of them, right? Anyway, it's too many boards to sell. Like, if I had 20 boards in my range, maybe. If I even had 5 or 6, maybe. But none of the boards I've got, I can actually, as I said, it's not I can't, at least with the CP2104, like on the TinyPICO, if I was to do the one-time programming, so the CP2102, you can do multiple programming, but with the 2104, it's a one-time only, and for the one-time programming on this, I could technically, like once the PID and the vid is burned into it, it's permanent. It doesn't matter what firmware you put on it. But can't do that for the Pro S2 or the Feather S2. So, or the Pro and Feather S3 or S4, whatever it's going to be, because of the way the USB stack's done. So it's a software thing. Anyway, hello James. Yes, it's a shitload of boards. Well, who will pay the USB IF lawyers? Right, it's a sham. I think it's a sham. So I was actually discussing with was it with John Oxer? Might have been John Oxer or someone else, that maybe a few of us makers would get together and chip in and buy a range, and then like what Adafruit do or other people do, we could hand out, like we'd make the vid owned by a maker consortium, and then the PIDs can be handed out to people. So, but I don't think we're going to do it. We don't want to be, like, it's too much work. Anyway. So, yeah, it was funny. It was a perception thing. Like, it was kind of like, at my size, Like, I'm a one-man studio. I mean, I'm not complaining. I've done really well with the TinyPICO, but I've got no expectations that my new board is going to do anything like that. I'm not crowdfunding them, right? It's going to be the unexpected vid. Yeah, I wouldn't crowdfund it. Well, what for? Who owns it then? Like, and again, I don't need a PID or a vid. Like, at the end of the day, yeah, it doesn't really do anything on these boards. So, speaking of boards, speaking of TinyPICOs, the reason you all came, yeah? Oh, 152 of you. Nice. Only 29 likes. Come on, folks. Just kidding. Okay, this is my TinyPICO V2 board. And I gotta say, it's not my best designed board. It was quite hard to pack everything in. So for those that don't know what this is and why, and where did I just put the other TinyPICO? Here we go. So here's a TinyPICO. Should make them the same. Sudden spike in likes. Oh, there was too. Wow, almost doubled. Nice, thanks everyone. So, they're the two boards. Now, the reason obviously I won't be shipping green, but green is way cheaper to make. For those that don't know, when you go to a 4-layer board with JLC PCB, the costs quadruple when you choose anything other than standard. So, this is a black board and it's 1mm thick and it's got ENIG, and so that incurs an additional cost. This one also has impedance match stack up, so this doesn't incur a cost in green, but if this was black, this would incur 2 extra costs. Bruce said he'll accept green, but I won't be doing green. Anyway, so the reason I did this board was to get everything on the top. So this has RAM on the bottom, and this one does not. So I can make the board a single-sided board, which means it's still got the JST pads on the bottom if you want to put a JST connector on, but it means that I can build the whole board in one pass instead of 3 passes for this one. So the first pass is the back, the RAM, and then the second pass is everything except for the antenna, and then I have to check the matching network underneath, and then the antenna gets put on. This one, there's a different antenna. I've gone to the Fractus antenna, which is this little guy here, and so I had to squeeze everything on top. And although it looks okay there, I just don't think aesthetically, I mean, this is a very aesthetically pleasing layout of the board, to me anyway. This is not so aesthetically pleasing, I don't think. But we'll see. This is similar to my Nano layout, as you can see, with the CP2104, the RAM, and the PICO D4. But the bits at the front are a little bit different, all the power stuff. And then there's all the stuff at the end. So, Michael's got OCD. Green is classic, but I can't do green now after black. Hey Didier, you're not late. All good. Beauty is the eye of the beholder. Yes, it is, but still. So, I'm going to build one of these now, and we're going to see if it works. Now, this is their matte black. They keep changing their black again. So I just got an order of near 7 segments, which I've been building lots of boards over the last few days, and they've changed the black again. It's a bit hard to see. It's matte again. So this is their previous black, and this is their new black. It's gone to matte again, but it's also washy color. I don't like it. They keep changing it, and it pisses me off. See, here's when they went to so they're glossy. See this one? Right? And now this one. Now, here's the back of it so you'll see the difference. See, it's got a shine to it. which actually I don't mind, and this one doesn't. You see how this picks up all the splotches? See all that? It's just really not nice. It's a really not nice black. And JLC don't care because they say they only make prototype PCBs. Anyway. They need a Vanta black. Ooh, Vanta black would be nice. Hey Sven, good morning. Hi Richard. How is your overseas shipping for the Nano of the Nano going? What do you mean, how is the overseas shipping of the Nano? Overseas shipping is available. I have been shipping Nanos, lots of Nanos. When I say lots, well, you know, it's a pretty niche product. I need to set up a stencil for this. So I'm going to do that now while we talk. I'm going to use some old... What is that? Yeah, see, look at that. Look at that one there. That's even matter. Matter. Is that even a name? This is an old panel. Hey, Quixotic Geeks. Can you imagine trying to rework a Vanta black board with the black parts? Yeah, it'd be okay. I think it'd be fine. So I need to... how am I I need to build around this. Let's zoom out a bit more. Yeah, I need to just set up so it won't bow. I'm just breaking apart old panels, as you do. It's got to be useful for something. It's just to hold. I'll tape it down. It's just so when I move my squeegee along, it doesn't bend the stencils, so it all sits flat around it. That's all. It doesn't have to be the perfect paste. We had a freeze. What? What's a freeze? In the stream? Gold on green is the best. Hey Kai. Kai. Sorry. No, I don't like green. I don't like gold and green. No, gold and green looks fine. I don't know. Black. For me, it's all about the black. The stream froze. Is it okay now? No drop frames. This could be a YouTube thing. I don't know what that was. Sorry, folks. Froze for a second. Okay. I was hoping that the move to 30 would be fine. I don't know. It could just be a YouTube thing. We've been having a lot of internet issues. We lost internet for like 4 hours the other day. Lots of internet issues here. Right, except I didn't lock that in place. That was really silly. I should really lock it like that. And when I say lock it, that's a really loose term. That'll do. When you mentioned black, we meant the board, not your feed. That's very funny. Thank you. Well done. Okay, so... And once again, I'm not going to be able to line this up easily without looking under my microscope. I'm just going to quickly do this under my microscope. Actually, you know what? I need to move this down just a bit. Sorry, folks. This is so unnecessary to get good because I'm probably only going to do one of these. I doubt I'm going to do more than one. There's probably no need for me to do more than one. Let's see if the first one works. Ping. Okay, that'll do. I'm just going to move this under the scope just for a second so I can line it up. It's got to be good. Good old YouTube. Oh, Is it working? No, it's still working. Okay, I'm just switching cameras just for a second. I don't even know if my other camera is set up. Where's my mouse? Sorry. Where's my shelf? There we go. Hi. Just for the QFNEs. Got to get the QFNEs good. I don't want any issues. I don't have to rework the D4 just because I was lazy. Lazy with my stencil alignment. It's just not worth it. Okay, good. We can go back. What I miss? Anything exciting? Any jokes? No? Okay, so let's get some stenciling. See, just to be clear, you know, I complain a lot about the state that my stencils come in from JLC PCB. Look at that. Can anyone see that? That divot. Thankfully it was just over here, but that's raised. That's a good 0.5 millimeter raised, like a little pimple. Right? I'm pretty sure it didn't go in the box like this. It just gets... They just pack stuff really badly with stencils. And I'm sick and tired of getting bent and bowed stencils from them, really. But I keep complaining, but you know what? I never do anything about it. The only thing I can do about it is move to a different supplier. But it's 3-4 times the cost. Hammer and 2 bits of wood will fix that. Yeah, in this case, I don't need it. I used to use PCB Way, and they're just a lot more expensive. For 2-layer basic boards, they're not. They're only, you know, a couple of bucks more expensive. But for my boards with black ENIG, you know, 1 millimeter high, impedance matched, custom panels, it just really adds up. And they end up being about 2.5 times the price. And every time I say to myself, that's it, I'm done, I'm not using JLC PCB anymore, and I go and get quotes from other people, I always go back to JLC PCB. It's not that I'm tight on money, it's that I don't have the margins. I don't have the margins in my boards for my PCBs to be 2 or 3 times the price. Plus it's the whole, don't know what I'm going to get the first time. You know what I mean? All the teething issues and stuff. So it's basically what it is. It's basically why I keep going back. It's like, what's the name of that syndrome? Why throw it? What? What are we throwing away now? Tappy tap tap. Woodpeckers in the stencil department. Okay, here we go. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. And look, you know, 90% of the time, JLC PCB are fine. Now that I've ironed out a lot of things, now that I've redone all my logos. Did I tell everyone? Did we have that story? I think I mentioned it on my Patreon. I don't know if I mentioned it on my stream about my... Is the board underneath? No, of course the board's not there. What did I align it to? Yes, it is. Stockholm Syndrome, that's the one. Hey, Intermittent Tech. Yes, Stockholm Syndrome. Okay. That doesn't look like that worked so well. There's some paste that didn't come off on the QFN on the CP2104. But that's only on the ground plane. Getting this back out again is going to be difficult. Oh, okay, let me just check this under the scope. It's hard to tell with the green. Oh, that is a terrible stencil. What happened there? Okay, I need to clean the stencil down. Let's we have to wipe that board down. That didn't go so well. This stencil, I probably should have given it a wash first. Okay. The paste. Here we go again. I've not had that before on a new stencil. Hey, hello. Hey, I mean G-bound. Okay. So I've had, I think once or twice before I've had a dirty stencil. Like it doesn't look dirty, but when like you keep cleaning it, it's got this stuff on it. Like I didn't get paste there at all, right? But you see that? The grey that comes off, even though no paste was here. Yeah, I think I've only ever had that once before or twice before. I should check it every time. Just gonna give it a clean, both sides. Yeah, okay. And I'm gonna just give the border clean. Okay. So we should try that again. What do you think? I'm also going to tape the corner down. Dun-dun-dun. You need more IPA. I have a stash. I have a stash of IPA. Now, sorry about this. Yeah, this is a really dirty stencil. Wow. Should have paid a bit more attention. I don't know what that's all about. So it's not electro-polished. I normally get my production stencils electro-polished, and the jury's out about whether that's any good or not, whether it really makes any difference or not. But yeah, I'm going to use a different spatula as well. I'm going to use a metal one. My plastic ones are wearing out. More biscuits, cookies. That'll do. That'll do, pig. So did I tell you all the story about my logos with JLC PCB? I can't remember. How I had to redo all of my artwork for my logos. Okay, let's try that. Definitely sounded better. My pet hate cleaning stencils. Hey Ian, yeah, cleaning stencils is a pain in the ass. It really is. And I've gone sometimes where I've just not cleaned it. Like I waited till it dried and then I cleaned it. Okay, that looks better, I think. Let's get it out and have a sticky peek. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Okay, perfect. Well, we're going to move over to the microscope anyway now. Hey, Amory. Hey, Gaston. Oh my god, you say that as well. Whenever I hear that, I'll do that. The pig thing, yeah. I never used to say it. I've started saying it more often. Okay, let's plug this now. We'll see that the test is, does the microscope now work at this new frame rate? Will it even detect it? That's the question. So far, so bad. No, it's not detecting it. Oh, now it is. Will it focus? It will. Yeah! Okay, so. Right, what I want. I'm not really set up. I need to set myself up. I've got stuff all over my turntable, as you're about to see, because I've been collecting parts off the floor. You see here? Look at all the parts I've been collecting off my floor. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to start moving them around. Might turn the brightness down just a fraction. It's really shiny. Okay, so my hands are a bit dirty. Let me just clean my fingers a bit. It's a component dispersing machine. Yes, it is. They're just things I found on my carpet underneath my feeders. Like I haven't gone and done a proper cleanup. But yeah. Okay, so tweezers. Let's do this, shall we? Thank you. Yeah, it wasn't bad stenciling. Not my best work, but definitely good enough. I'm just going to move my chat closer to me so I can see it when I'm working. Yeah, sorry about the movement of the camera like that. It's because of my boom arm. Every time I touch the desk, it's going to wobble. I apologize. But so far, the picture looks okay. So we need to... Oh, I'm going to move this out of the way before I knock it. So we need to build. We need to... Oh, wow. That's not in focus. Jesus. Okay, there we go. So, let's do this in no particular order. I'm just going to... yeah, put it together. Try not to have shaky hands. So I'm trying to use parts that are on the edge of my tray, like stuff I picked up off the floor. Yeah, I said I'm not doing it in any particular order. Oops, wrong way around. A PID controller for my boom arm. That's funny. It's in glitter mode. Yeah, it's just... So... Yeah, terrible lighting. Like these ring lights. Really shit. That's all. That's all it is. Shit ring lights on these microscopes. Gotta keep moving this around to keep the view in there so everyone can see it. So I said I wasn't going to change this board design as in add any new features, but I did. I'm a naughty boy. I stuck a button on it, a reset button, because I had space. These are, these are, I'm reusing parts that were dropped from the pick and place machine. The ones that it makes sense to reuse anyway. Can never remember which way is the correct way for the APA. I think it's that way. I think. Hang on, let me flip it. What's on the bottom? Doesn't say. Great. No, it's that way. You can see a little bit of white on the corner here. That indicates that pin. Okay, I'm just going to start pulling stuff out of the container. So I don't collect passives off the floor because they're really hard to... I know it's off camera, sorry. Oh, did I drop it? No. You can't identify what passives are what at 0402. There's no marking on them, so I just don't collect those. So I know this is moving around a lot. My field of view in my microscope is different to what's in the camera. So yeah, so I was going to say, so SDG has some really nice looking microscope lighting, and if he turns that into a product, I will consider buying one. And I think he's going to turn it into a product. I hope he turns it into a product. As I said, I'm not doing this in any particular order, which actually makes it a little bit difficult to know where I'm up to. I probably should have just done a whole bunch of passives first. That's okay. Bear with me. We'll get there in the end. I promise. Now I need 2 of these. I knocked it. Well done. Definitely a little tight in there. I should have done some of these smaller passives first. Oh well. First time I'm building this board, so I'm going to make some placement design, some placement order silliness like here. Squeezing that in the middle. That was a bit of a pain. Oh, and now I've got the sticky tweezers. One sec, gotta clean the tweezers. That connection to the antenna is short and straight to the point. No need for a network. That is correct. It is well under, well, just under the 10% of the frequency, and it's impedance matched. So yes, no need for a matching network. Just like on my Nano. Boom, boom, boom. That was one of the points of this redesign, was to move to the Fractus antenna, remove the matching network so I could save myself 3 feeder positions. Well, actually 4 feeder positions, because of the Fractus means I don't have to do the other antenna. 10% of the wavelength, sorry, not frequency, wavelength, yep. Sorry, I'm really trying to focus on making myself not look like an idiot while I'm placing these, and end up placing things in the wrong spot, because, you know, could happen. It could, and it probably will happen. It's funny how many times I'll go back and like rewatch, like I'll make a video, I'll record, what am I doing? I'll edit some stuff, like, I'm like, see, I can't even talk right now. I'll record some stuff of me talking for a video, and when I go and edit it, like, I play back and the words I say are just, bleh. Quite a bit of movement in the arm. Hi Rob, yeah there is, sorry mate, I don't have a wall, it's also, no, it's me knocking with my eyes like this. Right, I don't have a wall to attach it to. Even if I did, doing this with my eyes is still going to happen, right? So yeah, it's a tricky one. The boom arm is great, but it's also bad for the microscope, for the camera. It's great for working. Oh, come on, tweezers. No, this wall here is not brick, and it's under a windowsill here, so there's no place. I'd have to drop the arm attachment about this much, about I don't know, 30 centimeters, which will make my microscope too low. So there's no real good place for it. And honestly, this is not the sturdiest desk ever, because it's a desk that can move up and down. So it's like a double whammy. Okay, these are two 2K2 resistors for the LEDs. Why are the LEDs markings not there? Where's the silk screen for the LEDs? They removed my silk screen from my LEDs. That's nasty. Wow. So have a look at this. I really hate when they modify. That's the thing I hate with JLC PCB the most, is where they modify stuff and they don't tell you. So my LEDs have this marking on them for orientation, and they've dropped both of them. These are not, these are actually in the silk screen. Just like, so if I turn off, oh, maybe I didn't put, maybe it's my fault. Hang on a second, turn off dock. Maybe I forgot to move them to the silk screen. No, there you go. So they're in the silk screen. Here and here. As are this dot and dash, and this dot and dash is on the board. I can see the dot and I can see the dash now, but they've removed the silk. That's really annoying. Okay, keep going. Screwing the desk to the wall would then not be the brightest idea of the day. No, not if because both my desks, they're two separate desks, the L, and they raise and lower. Okay, so I just want to check they're both that way. Okay, so let's stick my LEDs on. It's red for power and orange. No, don't want you. I've got two types of oranges in here. Now I'm hungry. An old orange LED and a new one. I want the new one. Okay. I got a whole bunch of resistors. I got a whole bunch of caps to stick on. I may have removed the marking because the lines were thinner than... No, they're the same thickness as my other lines. Oh, maybe. I'll have a look later. No, they're the same thickness as my QFN lines, and they're there. So yeah, I don't know. Coffee. My coffee's getting cold. What is the surface your PCB is on? Is it some kind of rubber? Yes, it's rubber. It's an anti-static rubber, which doesn't stay very clean. It's had a lot of abuse. Yeah, JLC PCB aren't always good at removing the removing or using the JLC for the serial number when they're supposed to. Okay, I'm just going to stick some caps on. 0.1 there. Now, I've had people who've had issues with loading stuff on their TinyPICOs, right? You know, the whole can't connect thing, and a few people reckon they've solved it with different size caps. And, you know, it could just be that I've had issues with some of my caps have been slightly out of tolerance or something, I don't know. But what I'm doing on this board, I've added an extra cap on the reset line. So I've got a 1 microfarad cap, over here, like I always have. And I've got an extra one over here, and I'm going to stick a 2.2 on it. I've never had a problem being able to write to a TinyPICO, and the number of people that have had a problem has been very low, considering the number of boards I've sold, right? But still, it's frustrating for anyone that has that issue. And so I don't know if this is going to help or not. It's an extra part I need to put on my feeder, like, you know, on the pick and place machine. It's an extra part I'm going to have to stock, a 2.2 in 0402, but it's there. So, yeah. Okay. Does my back hurt? No, I'm fine. It's a good height for me. Believe it or not. The moving back and forwards, like to the screen and whatever, that's a bit harder. Hey Roger. It's 160. Yeah, I'm just checking what I need to put in 3.3 and 1. Okay. So to make sure I get these resistors in order. Because this one here is the voltage divider for checking the battery. Oh, another thing I did on this board. So there is a slight difference in functionality. Actually, let me check before I say for sure. I think I removed it, but I can't remember. Hang on. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. No, I did. Okay, I was going to get rid of the stat. Can't have the same thing as the recent capacitor drama. What happened with the 3080 capacitor drama? We're doing the Rick Astley, are we? Allo Mullo. What happened? What did I miss? I gotta say, I'm not really into my PC hardware anymore. Don't really care much about what's happening in the world of GPUs and stuff. Obviously, I know that the new NVIDIA GPUs are out. So what happened with caps? What? Yeah, I don't see a lot of news. Don't spend a lot of time on YouTube or the internet these days. I'm kind of busy. I'm still playing catch up. I still reckon I'm at least a month away from catching up from all my lost time on the pick and place machine. So, yeah. I really don't know what's going on. Okay, let's get this D4 on. And then the antenna, USB, RAM, and we're done. USB. And RAM and antenna. Okay, here's our antenna. And RAM I've got to go get from the drawer. I put it all away the other day. RAM. La 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 la. Sorry about my singing. Oh, it is bucketing down outside. Bucketing. And where's the pin 1 marking for the RAM? That's also gone. Where is it? There should be a dot right there. Wow. So these are the same footprints that I've used on all my other boards. So there is no reason for the silk screen to be changed. Let me just check. Where's my... One second. So, I don't know if everyone can see. Will that focus? So you can see there the dash for the LED. There's a dash there, yeah? Same footprint. So I don't understand why, and I'm not sure if you can see underneath here. See the dot for the RAM? There's a dot underneath the RAM. But there's not on my board here. I'll grab another one. Look. No dot for the RAM. No markings at all. Look, they've got a line here. They put a line. They've changed the footprint. They've changed the footprint for my LEDs. You see they've got a line in the middle? I don't have a line. I've got an arrow and a line on the side. They've changed the footprint. Assholes. Seriously. Okay, anyway. I think this is good. It's not my best hand placing, but it'll be fine. I will check the production files. I need to... I'm going to switch camera to my shelf. Look at all this anti-static. Yay! I can tell you all that what that's for later, but I need to plug my oven in. I'm going to use the T926A this morning, because I can't really stick that little board on my conveyor belt. But I also can't really stick this little board by itself. I have to put it on a carrier. Okay, let me put this in the oven. Okay, so that's going. Let me check what's happening here. Cheap caps sink ships. What? So what happened? I'm just looking at ad. So what they do, hang on, so hypercapacitor deployment with 4 SP caps and 2 MLC groups of 10. Okay, I'm still not quite sure what happened with all the caps, but anyway. So, the anti-static, I have to manually, for my whoppers, put all of the LED drivers into some anti-static foam because they all shipped to me loose from China, 500 of them, loose, no tubes. So every time I pack a whopper, when I'm kitting them up, I have to go and cut up stacks of that anti-static and put 3 chips on and put like a sandwich and then tape it up. What a pain in the backside that is, let me tell you. I'm actually cold. I'm going to put my heater on. Hopefully the hum will be okay. Is there a hum this morning, by the way? Like the rain outside is making me cold. Chip sandwich, yes. Brought out hardware without proper testing. Wow. Nvidia? No way. Yeah, it's you might be dry there, but it's bucketing here. Not sure if you can even hear it, but it's pretty full on. And I'm feeling rather cold. Okay, let's put the RAM. Let's do some tidy up while we wait. So you can see my tummy. Okay, I should probably do some cleaning of these stencils, but you know, I'll clean all this later. Clean it all later, if ever, if I remember. Put that away, put that away. Now I'm going to need a test jig. Test jig. Because this should just go into the TinyPICO test jig as per normal. Let me switch cameras. Okay, so it should be exactly the same. Turn on. Let it boot. Johnny's got to go to his car to get his test jig PCBs. Do it, do it. The sofa storage pot in my parts. What? The sofa storage? I don't understand what that means. Bacon, yeah, yum. Yum. Cold coffee. Might have to do a coffee break. It's only been an hour. I haven't been streaming for an hour. And I've actually got a board built. How crazy is that? Oh, a nice egg. I want an egg and bacon sandwich. Oh, that's what I want. Hey, Rajesh. Where can I get those tweezers? Which tweezers? These tweezers? Honest. Hey, Alan. Good morning. Now you can move the Johnny. Right. Yeah. Well, he's not there. I'll get rid of him. Looks like they have a wide opening. No, they're normal opening, but I stretch all my tweezers when I get them. That's all. They're just normal. Put the coffee in the reflow oven. Yeah. There's not enough left to even bother. I need a microwave. So I've got an interesting problem with this board. I might show you while I'm waiting for that. So yesterday I built a stack of Neo 7 segments. Hang on, let me just change cameras. I built a stack of Neo 7 segments displays because I was out of stock and I finally got my PCBs. By the way, they're available now. You know, of course, promoting my own stuff because God forbid. Available on Tindy and on my own store. I've got them back in stock and I've reduced their price a little bit. $1 off each, whether it's a singular or whatever. Oh, beep. Anyway, so this particular board, look at this. It stops here. Now everyone would think, because the order of them is like this, around, then up, and then across. So you go, oh, it's a bad LED, right? Nope. I've swapped the LED 3 times. Oh, maybe this one's a bad LED. Nope, swap that twice. Oh, maybe there's a problem with the thing. Beeped it out, everything's fine. No shorts. Continuity between the data pins. Everything is perfectly fine. But will not go past this point. How crazy is that? Like, I can't solve this. I have no idea what it is. It's either a defect in the PCB, but I can't find out what it is because VCC is fine, ground is fine, data goes from here to here and from here to here, and everything is fine. But it just won't work. No, it's not software, because the same. If I just go and grab another board, I'll take one off the shelf. We'll just open this one up out of the bag. Alright, put that one down. Reset the board. Works fine. So it doesn't make any sense. I can't work it out. Scoping out the data line won't help me because there's the data lines are connected and I've switched the LEDs. So, and there's no damage underneath on the PCB, there's no short anywhere, anything like that, right? It's completely electrically, it's fine. I've never seen this before, never had this problem before. So like, these are the, oops, dropped them. These are all a brand new batch of LEDs. Here are the LEDs I've all swapped out. These all work individually. If I take this one and put it over here, it's fine. It's not the LEDs. It's just there's something wrong on this one PCB. And it's really bizarre, and I don't know what it is. So it's like a whole wasted board. Anyway, make sure I put the right one back in the bag. That'd be really bad otherwise. Okay, that's a good one. Bypass the LED data power, see if the fault moves. Yeah, I could, but that won't help me. I mean, other than just working out what it is, like I've wasted enough time on it already. Other than working out what it is, yeah, I could do that. I could just bypass the LED and see. But as I said, it's not the LED, and I can't find any fault with the PCB. Toss it. Yeah, I'm not going to toss. I'm just leaving it here in front of me. It'll become maybe a donor board for something, I don't know what. I even replaced the caps, just in case it was the caps, but it's not. Okay, let's get this board out. Well, that's a little warm. Oh. Oh, okay. Board is out of the oven. Reflowed. Any issues with the reflow? Yep. Just one. I'm not sure if you can see. No, there you go. This little guy here decided he didn't want to reflow properly. So I'll fix him now. And the problem now is, so the good thing about having the RAM on the bottom, right, because of my little hole in here, is that when I put the board in, so it doesn't move, right? It locks against because of the RAM, but this doesn't. There's nothing to hold it in place anymore. Oh well. Okay, turn on my hot air. Everything else looks okay. I mean, the layout doesn't look terrible. Blue tape. No. The layout doesn't look terrible, but it's just not as aesthetically pleasing maybe as my other board. Like, I thought about changing the RAM to they've got a WSON version, just to make it look nicer, but I just bought 3,000 of the Soiks, so I really don't want to do that. Okay, everything else is fine. I'm just going to nudge this diode a bit. It's fine, but okay. Good. Stick some header pins in the cork. Yeah, I could do that, but it's probably going to melt them after a while. But yeah, I could do that for sure. Okay, just going to let that cool down, and then we'll stick in the test jig. Well, first I'll beep it out and make sure it's good. Hey, Asgar, is the SOT 23.6 okay? What do you mean, is it okay? Which SOT? I don't have any SOT 23.6. Magnet under the cork. Blue tack. I could do blue tack under the cork. Tiny pick shape hole. Bang a nail in it. Yeah, lots of options. It's just funny that I'm going to have to chase it around a bit. Okay, get the DMM out. I'm going to beep it first. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to boot up the test jig. On load board, so that's ready to go. That's cooled down enough, so let's flip it out, make sure there's no shorts. Everyone likes seeing ouch. And USB to serial. What? Everything melts if you try hard enough. Okay, I need more light. Wow, hang on. It's gone quite overcast outside. Bit better. Okay, good. So, ground and battery. No short. Ground 5 volts. Nope. 3.3 volts. Yay. Ground and ground. Ground and reset. Okay, no shorts. So my test jig will detect shorts anyway, but it won't tell me where the problem is. But I like beeping out a new design first. So this should just work. This will just be just like a normal TinyPICO. Oh, I stuck orange. There was an orange one in the red box. That's annoying. I'll have to switch that out for a red, but that doesn't matter. It should trademark. Yeah, no, yes, you're right. Actually, you know what I just did wrong? That was silly. That's actually not the right. This is the right USB. Shouldn't power up right now. Okay, put it in. It fits because the board's the same size. Here we go. Whoops. Searching. Erasing. Dun dun dun. Oh, the anticipation. This should just work. Famous last words. Well, unless I had made a design problem. They're identical boards. See? Look at that. So let's see if the APA works. It does. There you go. Ta-da! Ta-da! So, let's move that out of the way. Let's get my other USB back. So apart from the wrong colour LED, which is a bit annoying, it's working. Single-sided board. Yay. What we really want is magic smoke. Where is Sion? Yeah, who is this impersonator? What have you done wrong? Well, you know, I've gone through enough TinyPICO revisions that I shouldn't have had a problem with this. So, does reset work? It does. The reset button works. Sion, did the Wi-Fi get tested? Yes, it did. It's all part of the test jig. Wi-Fi gets tested. Almost missed the stream, but I'm here now. Hey, Dustin. So, let's get my other TinyPICO. TinyPICO's everywhere. Ba-la-la. Ba-la-la. Trying to find one that doesn't look terrible. So here's a TinyPICO that I can't sell because when I was cleaning the edge, I took a little bit too much off the corner. Can you see? It's fine. It's not eaten into the pin. There's no gap there. Hang on, let me see if I can put something underneath it. There's no gap there, but I shaved it a little bit close. You see that? So I can't sell this one. That's a shame, but I use it for testing. So they're the two boards. So as you can see, considerably different thickness. If you look at the RAM on the bottom and the antenna on the top, it's, I don't know, what is it, a third as thick overall. But can you build giant PICOs? Well, I could build giant PICOs. Why would I want to? Oh, Shaq's going. Catch you later, Shaq. Have a good sleep. Why not use USB-C? Yeah, USB-C's for a different, for later. Yeah, the whole idea is this has to be identical. Identical layout, identical board size, identical footprint, identical features. Which it is, except of the reset button. No, USB-C is okay. I mean, all these boards are USB-C. They're fine. My Feather S2 USB-C. I don't have a black one in front of me. I'm using the 16-pin USB-C, not the 24-pin. I'm trying to find a 12-pin that I can use. Hey Johnny, consider that unsellable TinyPICO mine. Really? I'll ship it to you if you want it. Shipping's expensive right now, but if you really want it. Yeah, USB-C is fine, except look at the extra size. So USB-C would add a stack of size because the actual length of the pins holding it on is much longer. So the board would be longer. It would add at least 3 millimeters to the length of the board. Plus I need to put on the two 5.1K resistors. And there's really no space here to stick any more resistors, except maybe right next to the USB. But the USB port's also wider. You see that? So if I stick USB-C on, I lose the space on each side. So yeah, USB-C, I don't know. I think I'm going to keep USB-C for whatever the next Tiny XXXX will be. Do the PCB USB-C, do the PCB USB-C connector. Oh, the insert one? Yeah. I've thought about that a couple of times, Toshipu. Hi, by the way. But I just don't know. Yeah. Nah, I don't know. Plus, remember the JST's on the bottom. If I stick USB-C on the front, I can't have the JST pad there. They're not compatible. Where right now they are. What size LED? Which one we're talking about? Here or here? These are 0402. Move the USB-C to the bottom now that it's empty. Yeah, sure, I'll just put stuff back on the bottom again. Is there such thing as a pub USB-C connector? I don't know. Will they ever see a USB-D? I don't know if we'll ever see USB-D. I don't know if there's any point. Honestly, this USB-C format, apart from as an integrator, all the pins is a pain, but as an actual connector, it's good. It's really good. Every time what? I got pink. Do I have any pink 0402? Actually, I don't think I've got pink 0402. I've got pink 0603 or pink 0805. No pink 0402. Anyway, so there you go. The question is, what am I going to do with it? What am I going to do with it? So remember I mentioned to you all that I had a reel of my Fractus antennas still. Not my Fractus, my Pro Ant antennas still. Well, it's already loaded and I've already been chewing into it. So I have been making more TinyPICOs of this type because I've had to, because I'm low. But yeah, I've not heard anything from Crowd Supply. They're currently under their number they need for the next order threshold, but it's all being transitioned over to Mouser. Apparently I'm being assigned a Mouser representative, and reordering will happen through them, I think, but I've not heard anything. So at this point in time, I don't know what's going to happen with a reorder for them. There might not be another reorder. Like the days of me building 1,000 or 2,000 TinyPICOs at once might be over. So who knows? The question is, what do I do with this? Do I get a whole bunch of boards made? Do I build some panels in preparation? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I heard about Big Sur. What did you hear? There is a Mac. That's TAFSI. Mac OS 11. That's Big Sur. There is Mac OS 11. And it's coming out in a couple of weeks. And am I excited about it? No. Because I'm not a huge fan of the design stuff. Auction it off. What? The one board? Am I going to auction off this one board? So what do we think about the actual layout? of it aesthetically. It's really hard to tell, but I don't know. I'm not sure I like where the LEDs are. Honestly, really close to the edges. I liked how the LEDs were next to each other. Johnny would like it sent with his order, so he pays the postage. Ian's saying it looks the same, layout wise. No, I don't know, maybe if it was on black it'd look different. I mean, obviously the parts stand out less on the black than they do on the green. Yeah, I don't know, like maybe I need to stick the LEDs right next to the USB. I might change that, I don't know. Ian likes the reset button. Yeah. I was always annoyed that I had no room for a reset button on here, I have to be honest. So having a reset button, I guess, is cool. I would group the LEDs. I can't group them. I don't have any space on either side to stick the LEDs together. LEDs and resistors. Like I do on the TinyPICO. Current TinyPICO. So on the current TinyPICO, they're next to each other. But I don't. There's no room for it. There's quite a few more parts on this. There's more parts. As in, I think there's two more passives. I know it's not a lot. 2 more passives, but squeezing everything on here. Squeezing it on and still making it manufacturable is the thing, right? I could squeeze things up heaps more, but then it becomes a problem of reworking the board if there's an issue. And considering that my pick and place machine is shit, there's always issues. So I don't want to make it harder for myself to rework it. Yeah. Blinking one is for the battery charging. Yes. Put the reset button sideways. No. Firstly, I hate sideways buttons. Very hard to press a sideways button, especially if it's in a breadboard. And why would I put it sideways? The sideways button's not going to be any smaller and harder to actuate. And what happens if it's in a case? Because stacks of people put these in cases. So no, the top button is definitely the way to go. I don't like the side button. Yeah, so red, well, that should be red. Red is power, that is the charge. LED. Smaller SRAM. Smaller PSRAM package doesn't really exist. So as I said, there's a SON version, a WSON version of this RAM. But the package itself is bigger. But it doesn't need as big a footprint for the pins. So I'm only going to save about 1mm, but the package is more expensive, and I've already got 3,000 of these. So, I don't really want to throw, and they were expensive this time around, so I don't really want to throw that away. Get rid of the big black chip on the right. I'm sure you don't need it. That one there, yeah, piss it off. Go. Make a through-hole one. A through-hole what? Is it? Yes, the battery charger is. So actually, no. On this version of the TinyPICO tester, the battery charger is not tested. On my new version, it is, and I haven't made new things for it yet. I need to make an adapter board for. Whoa. I need to make an adapter board for this one. This is my new test jig for the TinyPICO, but I haven't done that yet. But that's okay, because I actually test every TinyPICO with the battery after I ultrasonically clean them. So I've got a little jig that I use that every board after ultrasonic cleaning gets stuck on the jig, and the jig checks operation and checks the battery and makes sure everything is fine. So it's 2 steps, but the reason I used to do that was because I was paranoid about shipping a board that wasn't working, because I used to have some issues with the ultrasonic cleaner at the very start, where which I obviously ironed out, but I had some problem where I was getting some corrosion on some metal, and so I was always paranoid about whether the board still worked. Look at the B3U with the P. They are quite nice buttons and small enough to fit somewhere else on the board next to the USB. There's no way that a button can fit there. Okay, I'll have a look at this button. We've done this whole button search thing before, but I will look at the button, and I think you'll find that it's not, there's not really smaller, or if it is, it's 5 times the price. So let's look at the dimensions of this button. I've got other buttons. I bought a whole bunch ages ago. Some of you might remember. I'll have a look at those in a second. Let's look at this. Yeah, there's no... Sorry guys, I'm not paying 73 cents per button. Anyway, okay, forgetting the price. Yeah, forget the price. So this is 3 by 2.5, and my buttons are currently, can't remember what footprint is this. Oop. Right, 4.6 by 2.8, so 3 by 2.5, so it's a little bit shorter. Will absolutely not fit next to the USB. Not a chance. And the price is ridiculous. Sorry, no offense, but I don't have the margins. Like, is everyone going to pay $1 more per TinyPICO so I can put a smaller battery on, a smaller button? And putting it next to the USB, you won't be able to push it because you won't be able to get your finger in. Like, you need to... Yeah, nah. Sorry. Yeah. Like when we were looking last time... Hang on, let me just switch back to here. So when we were looking last time at the button question, there was a whole bunch of people were searching for buttons, and we found some other buttons. And so this one here is... 3.3 by, is that the square one? Yeah, these are 3.3 by 3.3 by 1.5. No. So these are little square buttons. How close can I get? Okay, so they're a little square button. But by the time you put the pads on, it only saves about 0.5 millimeter, right? And then these ones here, what I liked about these ones are they don't have 4 pins, they've only got 2 pins. Right, so this one here, it's just a pin on each end, but they're the same size button. And I've already got like 3,000 of these buttons. So there was just no point switching them over. At the end of the day, you can't really get smaller buttons than this unless you lose really nice actuator. And this is a really nice actuator. Surprisingly nice. Or you go to buttons like these crap ones, which I've got stacks of. These little tiny buttons. But you can't push them. They're terrible. They're honestly really bad. I can't ship these. Like, you got to use your nail. I've learnt my lesson. I'm not looking for buttons. No, it's a, what do you call it? It's a rabbit hole, buttons are. I've just seen buttons for $1 each on iOS. I bought 500 off LCS. Exactly. I mean, so even both of these were twice the price of the ones I'm using, but they were still in the sub 10-cent range. I can't pay 73 cents. 73 cents plus, oh, I don't know, there's going to be free shipping maybe with Mauser. Yeah, I just can't do it. Can't justify it. Sorry. It's amazing. Got to optimize wherever you can. So what else can we talk about? Core Electronics do them in a red board, which looks good. Do what? Hey Flo. What are we talking about? What do Core Electronics do? Yeah, I agree, Azzy. I think that these buttons are not really designed for your finger, but you know, for a development board, you can't really mount something else to push it down. You need a better component sources. Getting them for what? Getting what for 3 cents? So which ones are we talking about? And what is red colored board? I don't understand. Core Electronics do what in red? I understand a red colored board, but what do they do in red? You said they do them in red. I mean, I've got red also. I mean, here's my Reflow Masters are in red. I do all different colored boards depending on what I'm making. Here's my fan controllers are in red. But my development boards I do in black. Because it looks cool. And you know what? Remember I didn't like the idea of doing the beige and I wanted the grey or the black connectors. It actually breaks the board up really nicely. I'm actually liking the beige, I gotta say. I didn't think I would, but I do. I like it a lot. Make the button optional and stick it on the other side of the board. Was that a joke? I don't want other side of the board. I don't want a double-sided board. And why? How do you push the reset button underneath when it's in a breadboard? Or it's in a project box? And what's wrong with the button? So are people not liking the button? I'm confused. Why would I make it optional? Like why have it at all if it's optional? But the battery connector you don't need to access. I mean, you plug it in from the side. How would you push the reset button? Hey, Mixer Mike Productions. Put the big rectangular thing on the back instead. What? Rob's pushing my buttons. Yeah, I don't know why I'd make it optional or put it on the bottom. It's not intuitive to have it on the bottom. I mean, if that was the case, I could have stuck it on the bottom of the TinyPICO. But what for? It's impossible to get to. I mean, buttons aren't the most aesthetically pleasing thing ever, but once you get them on a black board, they look fine. Solder headers on the other way up. So speaking of headers, look, I got all my custom headers in. Yay. Yay. So I got custom headers made. 8,000 of them. What? So I have custom headers for my feather. So what's custom about them? Well, let me show you. Let me get some normal headers. Where do I get normal headers? I've got some normal headers somewhere. Hello, here we go. So these are normal headers. Is that in focus? It's having trouble focusing. That's better. Maybe I'll lock it. Okay, so they're normal headers, and these are my custom headers. Can you spot the difference? Maybe a bit hard on the blue. And this was only a minor thing. I got this because of something else. Hey John, I got these from through Alibaba, through straight from the factory. I missed your comment about the reset button. Hound, put the button under the PS RAM and extend the legs of the PS RAM. Then you can push the PS RAM to reset it. That's actually funny. If I had spring-loaded legs on the PS RAM, I could use it as a button. Yeah, so the top of them, I made the top of them shorter. I've got to say, with a passion, I hate standard header pins that you buy that stick out so far on the board. Look at that. Like, that is just ugly. Like, why do they have to stick out so high? They're terrible. Anyway, so I've got custom designed ones. Look at that. Like, they could have even been a fraction shorter. Just nice to solder, and they stay out of the way. So I've got 12 and 16 for my feathers. 12 on that side, 16 there. But I only got them because I had to get custom Pro S2 ones made. So where's my Pro S2? So my Pro S2 board has 17 pins. And good luck finding 17 pin headers, right? So I had to get them custom made, and so I wanted short ones for here. So these are my short top, and I also got completely custom female headers. So these are my headers for here. Look at that. Look how short they are. Beautiful. But here's the thing, right? Look at this. Now, these are not designed to be mated, but you think, look at the size of the pins, and look how high that is. It's going to stick out, right? See you, James. Catch you later, mate. But look at this. Watch this. I mean, you can't do this when it's on the breadboard, or when it's on the board, but look at this. They go all the way in, because the pin is sticking out slightly on the bottom, but it's not. Can you see the pin there? So there is a special type of shroud on these pins here that they go through. So how beautiful is that? So my expectation is that the board, so if someone has these ones on their board, right, that the headers would sit with a slight, I'm trying to push it, once they're soldered in, okay, about like that, right? There'll be a slight gap, but I've got no problems with that gap. It's mechanically perfect. I'd rather that, but with a really low header here, than this. Like, I just think that is ridiculous. Look at that height. Right? And the pin doesn't even go all the way in anyway. Look. Like, what's the point of having such ridiculously high headers? And you just can't buy. So these are even shorter than what Adafruit do. Adafruit have their custom ones as well. And I think they're 5.7 mil high. These are 5 high. Hey, Pierre. I've seen those sockets before somewhere. U-shaped metal. Yeah, they're really cool. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get this designed for me. I mean, this is a design that, you know, this is already available. I just contacted them and said, I want this high, I want this particular pin, and then I want these ones, and I want this much height on top and this much height on the bottom. So when I say custom, I didn't invent this, right? But, you know, I went straight to the manufacturer and said, I want, these are the specs I want. And they said, sure. And I got 8,000 of them. 8,000 all up. So 2,000 of those, 2,000 of those, 2,000 of those, and 2,000 of those was the minimum order quantity, but it was worth it. So now all my header pins are ready to go into bags. Less plastic also. Yeah, good for the earth. Where can you buy low? Well, you can't buy low profile headers like this. That's the problem. You can find some stuff on AliExpress, but not custom pin length, like not 17 pins, and not this short. You can get, I found some 5.7, which is fairly close, and obviously the normal height ones, these ones. But I had to go straight to a manufacturer to get them. And they didn't cost any more than if I was going to buy them from AliExpress, except the shipping was expensive. Very expensive, unfortunately. Can you get them on 1x40? Well, sure, you'd have to go and contact a manufacturer and say, I want like this 1x40, and they'll make them custom for you if you order enough of them. Yeah, I did that through Alibaba. Yeah. Took me a long time to find someone that I was willing to work with. It's quite amazing the difference of, you know, the different prices you get from different people when they do their research to find out who you are, and they decide if they're going to massively inflate the prices or not. Hey Jonas, no, there's no setup fee. That's what the minimum order quantity covers. Like if you said to them, I only want 500, then they're going to charge you a pretty decent setup fee. You have a lower version than 5mm? Really? I thought about doing that, but two concerns I had. I was concerned that so one of my options, I think Adafruit have on their headers, they have a custom nail that the nail's also shorter on the pins. But I didn't want to do that because, so the Feather S2 is only going to ship with male headers, right? But I want my Pro S2 to ship with male and female headers. And I didn't want to make short pins here that mated this perfectly that were then going to be problematic on a breadboard. You know what I mean? I didn't want to have the breadboard contact suffer because of it. What pin spacing are your battery connectors, please? Pin spacing are battery connectors. What do you mean? Pin spacing. You mean this? They're just... You talking about these, Andy Mouse? These are just a JST PH connector. That's what their model is. 2-pin PH. You bought your custom size in packs of 500. Yeah, it depends where you go to and what you pay for them, I guess. So yeah, 2mm PH. Sorry. Yeah. And Pokemon Discord, I'll give you the LCC part number. Yeah. The Feather battery is... Right, so this just uses standard JST connector because that's what the Feather uses. Oh, that battery's dead. Awesome. Where's it? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that just uses a standard PH connector. That's what the Feather format is, right? And which is the same footprint as what I put on the bottom of my TinyPICO. But I also ship, so in my TinyPICO pack, I ship a PH and a microblade. This is a microblade connector. So this is actually a 1.25mm connector. So it's smaller. And my TinyPICOs are going to optionally have, I'm thinking optionally, I don't know, I'd have to get a lot more of these otherwise, but if I can get one out. Get out. I got a whole lot of these made. Ages ago, actually. So these are a... Oh, wrong way around. Oh no, it was the right way around. So that is a connector there, and then you can stick... I'm not going to... This battery's dead. And let's get a battery that's not dead. Like that. So it's an adapter. Why is that battery not powering up? Interesting. I thought that was from my good pile. I've got some dead batteries and some good batteries. Must be my dead battery pile. Or I've done something to this board. What's going on here? Where is a USB-C? That's weird. I destroyed my battery. This is my multimeter. Oh, you know what I've done? I bet you I know what I've done. This should be interesting. Let's check the battery voltage. Oh, 4.1 volts. Interesting. So maybe not. Why is it not powering up my boards? Wow. Now the battery pins aren't inverted. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Shoot me! Shoot me! Sion's an idiot. There we go. Oh my god. I'm plugging it in going, why is the power light not coming on? Why is the power light not coming on? Why is my battery not working? Duh. My boards don't, the power light doesn't come on, only for USB. Oh my god, this has been in my design for I don't know how long. Since my TinyPICO. That is bizarre. Of course the batteries works. Sorry, why do I switch that? I don't know why I switched that. Yeah, battery works. Anyway, so the point was, this has got no firmware on it. This has got no... I was playing around with IDF on this. So of course it's not going to show the power light because there's no freaking power light. But if I plug this in, the charge light comes on. Yeah? Wow, I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute freaking idiot. Anyway, so I've got these cables, these adapter cables, but I haven't decided if I'm going to ship with them or not. Whether it'll be an optional extra. I don't know. Whether it's optional extra or whether I just ship it. I can't remember how much they cost me, but I only got 100 of them. No. 200 of them. It should be 2 bags. Oh, right, no. So, okay. I lied. So, there's 200 of them in here in bundles of 100. See that? 100 and 100. Okay, that makes sense. So, I got 200 of them. Again, I had to get these custom made. And expect. So, I actually got a whole bunch of different cables made. I don't know if I've ever shown these before. So, what? Sell them at $20 a pop. What? Offer for the first badge. Have another coffee. Yeah, I should. You should offer. I should offer them. Optional. Yeah. Here's a Pros 2 for $20 and here's a cable for $30. So I've got pH to pH. There's a reason for those. Microblade or PICO blade to pH. And then of course what I just showed you, which is the PICO blade to the reverse. And these. I was thinking of shipping these as part of it. So you got PICO blade just to wires originally. But then I got these custom ones made. I have to buy a whole lot more of them. So anyway. But they're all for different projects. So much bad smoke. Do it as an in-app purchase. Yes, on the App Store only. I use a lot of connectors, but I hate throwing them away, so they're all in a giant bag. So I've had 177 drop frames today. Interesting. Still getting some. Yeah, only 67 likes. That's okay. It's okay, Johnny. Thanks. So, there we go. Boosted it several times. Every time you do it twice, it like does it, then removes it, right? Put an Elon Musk and vertical integrate and start manufacturing batteries. Or pull an Elon Musk. Hope you make up the extra frames. That's really funny. So what am I going to do with my TinyPICO? I might just get a panel. I might get like 15, 10 panels made. That's not worth doing 10 panels. No pick and place news. Well, if anything, it's deteriorating. Yeah. The actual, it's getting worse. But no other news. See on Musk. That doesn't sound too good. I mean, the cost of getting 10 panels, I might as well get 50 panels. I don't know, can't decide. The P&P needs some googly eyes. The electric feeders are not okay. No, the electric feeders are starting to fail. There are 15 boards per panel. So 10 panels is 150 boards. But because of the extra, I mentioned earlier in the stream, because of the extra costs, so a black panel that's 1mm thick, that's got ENIG on it, that's also impedance matched, so it's got a different stack up, they keep adding extra fees on. So an extra $16 for this, an extra $16 for that. It makes a panel of 10 extremely expensive, but if I got 20 or 30, the difference in cost is really just the PCB cost, right? So yeah, like it doesn't make any financial sense doing 10 panels. I could do 30 for only a little bit more. But the more I do, the higher the weight and the more my shipping cost is. And I also just don't really want to waste a whole bunch of boards. I don't want to go and get 50 panels, which is 750 boards, and then not end up using them all. Yeah, so ideally I want to see if I can get these electric feeders working on a Neoden 8, but they're starting to fail. And if they're failing, then putting them on the Neoden 8 is not a great idea. So yeah, all my pick and place decisions have been stalled right now while I try to work out why these electric feeders are failing. Not sure how many I'd sell. Yeah, I mean, you can joke about that, Michael, all you want, but the amount of TinyPICOs I sell today is much less than what I used to sell 6 months ago or a year ago. So, I mean, we're talking about a couple of hundred US in investment. It's not a huge amount of money. How are they failing? So 3 of them just don't work at all now. About 10 of them are drifting dramatically. So every panel of feathers I do, Feather S2, so it's 8 boards, I have to go and recalibrate at least 10 of them. And 4 of them now are no longer feeding 2mm pitch. So they're designed that you can switch them between 2 and 4mm, and even if I've set them to 2mm pitch, they're still feeding 4mm pitch, which means I'm losing every second 0402 component, or every second 2mm pitch component. So I'm wasting half of my components on those feeders, and because I've got 3 of them that are dead and don't work, I don't have any spares to switch out. So what I'm saying is you need to buy more TinyPICOs. No, that's not what I meant. I don't know. It's if Crowd Supply came back and said, okay, like we want to order another 1,000, well then it's a no-brainer, right? I don't know what's happening with their reorder, so I just need to wait. See you, Andy. Thanks, mate. Thanks for joining. So until I hear from them, I don't know what I want to do, but I don't want to wait. Like, they could turn around tomorrow and go, yep, we're going to order another 1,000 or another 1,500. I don't want to then have to rush and wait 2 weeks to get PCBs and everything else. I want to be already in place to start production. Yeah, Mike's only got 6 of them, plus a whole bunch of IPS screens. You're really letting the team down, dude. You should take a book from Johnny's... Take a page from Johnny's book. Bruce is working on Aussie slang. Reuse the tapes again. Yeah, I wish I could. Do you have a contact with them? Debug instead of waiting for them to contact you. Adam, you talking about Charm High? Sure, but I don't have a relationship with them anymore. They're not going to send me... Oh, you mean Crowd Supply? Yeah, I'm in contact with Crowd Supply all the time. But I think they're transitioning over to Mauser in terms of reordering. I'm pretty sure I have the most TinyPICOs. Johnny would come a second, I think. Definitely. It's a close second. Who is not a shop? Right. Well, am I a shop, technically? I don't know. Actually, has bought the most. See you, Dave. Catch you later. If you're talking about buying the most, Johnny doesn't even come close. But if you're talking about having them, then yeah, I reckon Johnny would be up there for sure. Johnny's not a shop. No. Okay, I might have a look at moving the LEDs. Other than that, yeah, I might just order 50 panels, and then I've got for the future, and then just start transitioning. I'm running low on my own stock again. Like, honestly, I'm almost out, and I've been putting off making more until I got this. So I've got 3 2-packs is all I got in 2 packs, and I've got 11 single packs. That's it. Like, I desperately need to start making more Tiny Picos. I'm out. I'm almost out. So... Well, that's the thing. I can't decide. I've got PCBs here, and I've got parts for my V1s, my current board. And there's no reason why I can't continue making those right now. You know, I don't have boards for my V2 yet. It makes total sense to move to a V2 from a production point of view for me. But I don't have these boards yet. And if I ordered them today, it's going to be 2 weeks before I get them. And I'll be out in 2 weeks. I'll be out in a week. Hey, BitLooney. Almost out of butter. I know. And we're definitely out of butter facts, BitLooney. Definitely out of butter facts. We need more facts. So I'll need to make more of the revision ones anyway. But if Crowd Supply do order, I don't want to ship them partial of each. I want to just send them, if I'm going to do the new design, I want to send them the new design. And I'm not going to list them as two different products for people to buy. It's going to be, you order a TinyPICO, you get what you get. Yeah, I'm definitely going to do this from a manufacturing point of view. I am. It's just a timing issue of when I do it. I'm not so much worried about the wasted antennas now because I've been using them. Like, I don't have a full reel anymore. There's 1,000 on a reel. I've probably only got about 850 or 800 left on that reel, so I've already used 20% of the reel, and I'll probably end up, you know, probably building another 100 or 200 of the current type. Stupid taxes. Be careful. Careful what you say. That could be a tax man watching. Bruce wants a feather. Well, I've got. The only thing that's stopping me from shipping these right now is I'm waiting for beta 1 of CircuitPython. I don't know when that's scheduled to come out. Does anyone know? Dun, dun, dun. Who's We Don't Care? Who's Bruce? Okay, I don't know what Bruce is talking to. About. I'm just looking at Adafruit's Discord. Is there anything about when version beta 1 is coming out? I don't know. Oh, I got a message. I need to fix something on my boards or something. I got the latest build of my Swedish version CircuitPython running on ESP32S2. That's awesome. Yeah, you're doing a lot of work with translations, Johnny. That's really great. Yeah, I'm just waiting for beta 1, and then I have to put all the boards through the test jig again and reflash them all. That's okay. I'm hoping to ship the order to the reseller, who shall remain nameless. Yeah, this week or next week. As soon as beta 1 is done, I've got all the bags. As I said, bags are ready to go, headers ready to go, cards are already in there, stickers are already in there. I just need to put boards in, pack them in a box, and ship them, which is exciting. Hey Manu, wondering if I'll support CircuitPython. On which board, Manu? My Feather S2 ships with CircuitPython on it. And my Pro S2 will probably ship with CircuitPython on it. And eventually MicroPython will also be available for them, but right now, CircuitPython. So is that what you meant? CircuitPython can't run on the TinyPICO. CircuitPython requires an internal USB stack, which the current ESP32s don't have, only the S2 has. Right, yeah, so you can't, there'll never be a CircuitPython for a TinyPICO or for any ESP32 board that isn't an S2 or above. It'll never happen. But you got MicroPython. TinyPICO ships with MicroPython on it. So, and that's not confusing at all. Okay, so it's been just over 2 hours. I'm happy to keep streaming, by the way. Keep chatting if you want. I don't know what else I can tell you all. What else I can show you all. I have actually started work again on my Reflow Master Pro. This is a brand new Reflow Master Pro that I built yesterday. Why? Why do I have two? I have two Reflow Master Pros now. Why do I need two? Well, this one is running my current firmware and software, and I need to transition to a newer version of MicroPython that has the new async I/O in it, which is quite different to what I'm using right now. Plus, it's also now using LittleFS instead of FAT. And I haven't tried that yet, Mark. I'm sorry, I've got the webpage open still. I haven't tried it. Hey Troy, we didn't buy one of these. These are Reflow Master Pro. These aren't available yet. These are still in development. But you bought a Reflow Master, and I shipped it yesterday. Yay! It is on the way to you. So yeah, it's got LittleFS on it instead of FAT. So there's a lot that's changed in the new MicroPython, and so I want to run concurrently old and new until I've fully transitioned over to the new one. The new one's got some pretty major breaking changes. Yeah, but that's exciting. I need to get this finished. I know I do, and I've just got a lot on my plate, but I'm chipping away. So that's good news. My parts is going well. I'm hoping by the end of the day today I'm going to hand out some more alpha codes to those that are waiting. You know who you are. Catch you later. Hello, Mullo. Thanks for joining. Hey, thanks, Manu. There's no Pro V2. What? Who, where? V2. There's no V2 of the Reflow Master. There's Reflow Master and Reflow Master Pro. Reflow Master will stay as a product. Reflow Master Pro is a different product. Yeah, one's not replacing the other one. Bruce has to put things in boxes. You do. Hey Scott, if you're listening, do you know when CircuitPython Beta 1's going to happen? If he's listening. I can just ping him on Discord. But I've labelled the bags. Pro is for special people, not special people. Anyway, is there anything else I can tell you all? Something I do need to do, which I haven't done yet, I really need to get to, is I have not made a daughter board for my Pro S2 yet. I've got my boards here. I've not made an adapter board. I really need to get that done. I also need to do some soldering of Reflow Masters. What does the Pro have the original doesn't have? So the Pro has 2 fan or whatever outputs instead of 1, 2 thermocouples instead of 1. It's got a emergency stop option. It can be powered via, it's got USB-C, so either USB-C or via a DC jack, because not everyone wants to power it via USB-C. And it's got completely rewritten firmware. It's running my Nano. See my Nano? Whoops. As the brains. So it's running ESP32. All the firmware is in MicroPython. It's got web support for adding profiles and doing settings and stuff. Hello, Scott. Are your ears burning? Did someone ping you? And I'm going to have to design a new case for it. Yes, because it's not going to fit in the current case. Yeah. What else has it got? That's it, pretty much. But brand new firmware from scratch. Hey Scott, do we know when Beta 1 is scheduled? We're just talking about the Feather S2. And I want to get Beta 1 on it before I ship it. Can you upload profiles to the new file system? Yes, you'll be able to add, edit, and modify profiles on this without having to reflash anything like you have to do on the Reflow Master 1. So there'll be there's a web interface. So you click a button which turns on the web server, and you can connect to it, and you can look at all your profiles, and you can modify them, do what you want, all from a web interface. Hope to tag it this week and get it out at the start of next week. At the end of this week, start of next week? Or the start or end of next week? That wasn't confusing at all. Okay. Yeah, because I really want to get Beta 1 on before I ship these. I know it's easy enough to update it anyway, but still, it'd be nice to, yeah, a lot of exciting PRs pending, yeah. It's amazing how many things GitHub posts are going through the Discord. So, yeah. Yes, profile management will be nice, and see yous. What, Michael? End of the week, start next week. Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, profile management on the Reflow Master Pro will be much easier. Yeah. Just ship with the... I can't ship with UFS on this, unfortunately, because UFS currently doesn't have support for APAs, which means you'll get no RGB LED feedback with UFS, which is a problem. So I'm going to have to ship with just the standard firmware, binary, not UFS, and then when that becomes available, people will be able to transition that over, and I'll transition that as well once it's done. Yeah, I thought about, I looked at it, but I honestly, Bruce, I don't have the time, or I don't have the expertise in CircuitPython right now to do that and to make it an official thing. I'm stretched too thin. I really am. So yeah, see the UF2 bootloader, which makes it much easier to be able to switch between CircuitPython and Arduino and other stuff later. You're not joking, Bruce. There's a bit of truth into every joke, every lie, everything. So yeah, UFS is it's a type of... It's just IDF, not CircuitPython. Huh? Doesn't it allow you to like easily go from, like, you know, you want to put it in and flash it with Arduino, and then you could easily get it back to CircuitPython again? So UFS is a Microsoft invented thing. Yeah, you just copy the firmware on. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't have to flash it with ESP tool or something to get the firmware on. You can just copy it on and it's there. Or you can, yeah, that's what I meant. Isn't that what I said? It's not a CircuitPython specific thing. It's a lower level than that. Yeah, it makes it easier for people to get stuff back on. Like right now, if someone, you know, plugs their TinyPICO into the Arduino IDE and does some stuff and then wants to play with MicroPython again, they need to actually go and look with ESP tool and flash MicroPython back on again with a binary, which is a pain. It's, you know, it's a not a beginner friendly thing, where with UF2 you can just drag the firmware on. No, I don't think it's quite the same as DFU. I don't think. Yeah. Anyway, it's pretty cool, and I'll gladly ship my boards with it, but right now it doesn't have the APA support. You can put on the UF2 bootloader now, and then when the APA is coded, they can update the bootloader. Right, but then for now, they'll have a UF2 bootloader that doesn't do what the other UF2 bootloaders do on the other boards. I'm not sure if that's going to be confusing for people or not. Like, you use the APA to understand if you're in safe mode, or if you know what mode you're in, and yeah, I don't know if that's. I'll have a chat with Scott off stream and see what he thinks. But yeah, for those that don't know, Scott does a stream. It does a deep dive every CircuitPython, or just a deep dive every. It's usually every Friday for him, so Saturday morning for me. But sometimes he does it on Thursday if he's going away for the weekend or has other plans. And they're pretty good. They're most often pretty in depth. Covers a lot of stuff. It's really cool. So it's on Adafruit's channel. So check that out every Friday-ish. Replying to bootloader comments, that would be really rough on users having to know what flavors of bootloaders were running. Yeah, I don't know if safe mode is there or not, but I know that. Well, I don't know enough about. I mean, I've never used UF2. I mean, I've got some CircuitPython boards here that have UF2 on it, but I've never used anything specifically about it that I would know anything other than I plug it in and CircuitPython's there, right? I've never put anything on those boards other than left CircuitPython on there. Yeah, I'm just going to probably just leave it with what I'm shipping. Just beta 1 for now. I can always change it later. No problem. Okay, it's been 2.5 hours, folks, and I think I'm going to wrap it up, and I don't know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to get myself another coffee, for sure, and I might end up building TinyPICOs today. Just one bit of exciting news before I go, though. So for those that remember, I bought a whole bunch of 80 Tiny 406s ages ago, which I showed on my stream, I don't know how long ago. Here they are, 25 of them. Woo, they're not even been opened. Look, not even taking them out of the seal. Well, I finally started working on the project these are for last night. I only came up with the idea for the project 9 months ago. But I finally started designing a board, a first test board for what I want to do last night. And I'm going to hopefully finish that today, and I will get that made in my next order for my TinyPICO boards, V2 boards. I'll get them done at the same time. So, yeah, there's another project coming because I don't have enough projects already that I can't finish. So I'm going to do another one. This one's cool if I can get it working. It's going to be quite exciting. If I can get it working. If I can't, well, it's another waste of time. And this thing, remember I told you all this thing that I can't show you what it is yet? That I'm waiting on a part? It looks like the part's lost. AliExpress won't step in yet. They want me to wait another 3 weeks. But the part is now 3 months and it hasn't arrived. And I'm really frustrated because I've got all the boards ready to go. I want to make this and I can't without the part. How crazy is that? Frustrating. So it's definitely been lost, and Ali won't step in for 3 more weeks. So I either have to buy it again and wait another 3 months, or pay a ridiculous price in shipping. Yeah, it's frustrating. Never rely on Ali. I know, but this was the type of thing that I couldn't get anywhere else, unless, if I bought it from Alibaba, I would have had to buy 3, was it 2 or 4,000? I think there's 2,000 of them, and I only need 200 of them. And to ship 2,000 of them was going to be really expensive. FedEx was going to be $120 just to ship them because they're heavy. So I didn't want to do it. Yeah. Hey Claude. Ellie's been crap. I had a lost part and they wouldn't let me lodge lost thing and it expired. Really? Yeah, because of all the COVID stuff, AliExpress have extended, like, you know, for the benefit of us, they've extended how long the waiting is, and then extended how long it takes for them to step in and do something about it, and it's ridiculous. Like, yeah. I try not to buy from them, or I'll contact my guy at Ali who I buy stuff from that he always ships at DHL for me, and I'll ask him to source it, and often it'll cost me more, but he'll do it for me and he'll ship it DHL or whatever. So talk to your credit card banker. It doesn't matter. It's not about the money. It wasn't a lot of money. It's the waiting for the parts. Like, it was only like a $20 order. It's the thing that I wanted the parts already 3 months ago. They extended it, but it wouldn't let me lodge because it was extended exactly. And then you got to wait till it finishes. And then it takes weeks. Right, but the 90 days you have to wait for it, right? And they're extending it now further. Like, I get emails all the time. Good news, we've extended the protection thing on this package. Well, I didn't ask you to. I want the package, and now you've extended it for another 3 months or whatever, and now I can't claim for 3 months, is what they're doing. Hey, Peter. Anyway, okay, it's time to wrap up. I am going to do some stuff, but coffee first and maybe breakfast. And I really feel like an egg and bacon sandwich. Whoever started that bacon discussion, but yeah, that's what's going to happen. Yes, okay. I really don't know what I'm doing. I feel a bit lost right now. I feel like there's something I've forgotten. I really do. And I don't know what. Oh well. Thank you everyone for joining. Good to see you all. Hopefully the playback of this will be nice and smooth. And may the butter be with you, yes. Thanks for joining, Bitlooney. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a fantastic week. And as I said, check out Scott's deep dive on Friday if you get a chance. They're just good fun. Many of you are not into CircuitPython or that type of stuff, doesn't matter. Good fun, always a good chat. So come and join. Yes, real butter on the bread. It's got to be real butter. None of that margarine rubbish. It's got to be real butter with salt and fat. Yes. Okay. Bye everyone. Take care.